As you get more traction around your ambitions, as more people follow you, as people fall in love with your magic, as you raise your game, here's what's going to happen. There is a brainwashing process and a heart-washing process and a great human seduction that happens to almost every creative person and every leader. You fall in love with yourself. You actually believe your own media releases. And it happens to so many people, and they lose their humility. And it's so profound. One of my favorite stories is there was a Roman slave in the ancient days named Honoriga, and his job was simply this: to stand behind the military commander called the dux and whisper into the ear of the military commander, memento homo, memento homo, memento homo, which means remember you're just a man. In other words, remember you're only human. It is such a great pull when you start to move to higher grades of victory to stop doing the very things that made you successful, to stop learning, to stop going to art galleries, to stop having a mentor, to stop getting up early, to stop taking care of your health set, to stop polishing your beliefs. It is so easy to fall in love with success, and that's why being successful is actually very dangerous, because you might stop doing the very things that brought your magic to the world. So if you want to continually be upgrading your performances, is to never lose that white belt mentality. Never think you're a master. Actually, one thing about masters, they never think they are masters. And the moment you think you are a master, the moment you think you're the most important person in every room that you're in, the moment that your ego screams more loudly than your hunger to grow and represent mastery, is the beginning of your descent into obsolescence and irrelevance. You are only as good as your last performance. I remember reading about one of the icons from Hollywood, and he said it. He said, I'm only as good as my last picture. It's so easy to sort of hang your hat on something you did a year ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Maybe, the great musicians, they all have that in common. It's not like, oh, I did this album 40 years ago and I'm sort of still dining out on that great masterpiece. The great ones, the people of great influence, the people of great creativity, they understand that you're only as great as your last performance. The elite athletes I've mentored, this is how they see it. They say, last year's championship performance is this year's starting point. So look, we all want to be satisfied. We all want to be happy. We all want to wake up every day and go through life feeling a sense of joy. But there is a great danger in being completely satisfied. When I work with the billionaires and the titans of industry and the Hollywood superstars, here's what I notice. They're never satisfied. Now, sometimes if you don't manage that unsatisfaction, you're going to be a very unhappy person. I'm just reporting on reality. A lot of the true titans, it's never enough. They are always dissatisfied. They always want to work their craft better. They always want to have more influence. They always want to have greater impact. They always want to grow their movement. So just remember that first element of this deconstruction. Satisfaction breeds stagnation. You want to be joyful and grateful, and yet at the same time, you never want to lose the fire in your belly to be better, to materialize more of your primal genius, to offer value to more people, and to grow the very thing that you do.